The fear of public speaking. It consistently ranks as one of the most common fears people share. It holds many back from reaching their potential, both personally and professionally. If you have this fear, or just want to be a better presenter, our speaker today has a message for you. There are many benefits to being a good presenter. He'll tell us what they are and how to do it. He has spoken to local, regional, and national groups. He is a past president of a local Toastmaster club. His recent book has rave reviews on Amazon.com, and he was recently a guest on KWMU's St. Louis on the Air, where local broadcaster Don Marsh interviewed him. Recently, today's presenter has been working with our outreach committee on the Go Network presentation that we will be giving presentations to the greater St. Louis community. I discovered he had been in the coffee service business for many years. Since he used to sell coffee, I figured he could perk up our meeting and not let it become a grind. Someone told me that he espressos himself well and would never be considered a drip. I told him that this introduction would not be an advertisement for his book. I'm sweating right now. He replied that my suggestion was certainly grounds for thought, and that he would use his freedom of espresso in his presentation. Now, I don't want to spill the beans on his talk, and I'm curious, as I'm sure you are, to see and hear what he has brewed up for us. The title of his book and his presentation today is No Sweat, Public Speaking. Please help me welcome Fred Miller.
David, that was a great introduction. Thanks a latte. Well, come on, we said we're going to have fun today. All right, picture this. You've landed that great job. I mean, this is your dream job. You love the industry, you love the company, you love the people you're working with. Monday morning, your boss calls you into his office, and he says, Bobby, don't know whether you know it or not, but this Friday is the most important day of the year for our company. It's our annual open house. 100 of our best customers and 50 of the best prospects we have ever had are going to be here for the entire day. The president of the company wants each department to give a 15-minute presentation. I've got you down for 1:15, right after lunch. Well, people will have one of three reactions to this. The first one might be, yes, this is my ticket to the executive suite, a corner office, my own parking spot, the executive washroom. I am always ready to get up in front of a group and strut my stuff. I can't wait. I wish it was this afternoon. Another reaction might be, Prozac. Me, speaking in front of a group, this guy's got to be kidding. I mean, just thinking about it, I'm having flashbacks to Mrs. Johnson's 5th grade class. I had a 15-minute book report. It took me 45 minutes with all the bathroom breaks. As soon as I get off work, I'm going to Walgreens, I'm getting a triple refill, and I'm going to start popping those puppies at the counter. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Friday. And a third reaction might be colonoscopy. If this guy thinks I'm going to put my career on the line in front of people I don't know, he is nuts. I'm going back to my office, I'm calling my gastroenterologist, and I'm getting that procedure rescheduled for Friday. Open house, I'm out of here. Now, if your reaction to a speaking opportunity like that is more like number 2 or 3 than number 1, you're not alone. Lots of people have a fear of public speaking. Lots of people would never want to be up here. And that's a problem. It's a problem because we perceive really good speakers as experts. Perception is reality, and we like to work with experts. Make sense? But those of us with a fear of public speaking, we're probably not going to take, and we're certainly not going to make those opportunities. And we lose out. We lose out because the research shows speaking opportunities are business opportunities. Speaking opportunities are career opportunities. Speaking opportunities are leadership opportunities. And the folks who take and make those opportunities, right, well, they're perceived as experts. They grow their businesses, they increase their career and leadership possibilities. Well, I've got bad news and good news. First of all, the bad news. There is no magic pill you can take to make you a great public speaker or take away the fear of public speaking. You know, maybe it's in a test lab somewhere, but it hasn't been released. But I've got good news also. It's a skill that can be learned. And let me tell you a story. This happened last Friday. I got a call from a doctor in New York. She's an OB-GYN. She's moving to St. Louis. She's going to be working in one of the major hospitals, and she has a terrible fear of public speaking. And this is really affecting her. She said, I'm going to have to make presentations to colleagues. I'm going to have to teach a class. I'm just not sure what to do. And I said, well, it's a skill that can be learned. And I said, let me prove it to you, doctor. You're an OB-GYN, right? I said, you deliver boys? She says, yeah. I said, you deliver girls? She says, yeah. What's your point? I said, well, have you ever delivered a public speaker? And I said, you know, you're an adult, you're a doctor, I'm sure you've had to deal with death. Do you know anyone who's ever died while they're giving a presentation? She said, no. I said, well, this is great. Our little survey here, we have discovered there's not a public speaking gene that you're either born or not born with. It's a relatively safe activity to engage in. So somewhere between birth and death, it's a skill that can be learned. Make sense? So what I want to do in the time we have left, I've got a mini lesson. I call it No Sweat Public Speaking. We'll talk about the components, parts, and elements of a speech. I'll name them, explain them. We'll give some examples. We'll talk about lessening the fear of public speaking. We're going to talk about some bonus tips to give a better presentation. We've got some time for questions and answers.